timeout signal. What is it?
We're not even a minute into the show, and you start off saying, "Good evening, everyone." Well, how about those people, the thousands of people that watch this show on replay status? It might be morning, it might be afternoon, and you immediately discount them and go right to evening.
No, I want them to feel bad that they were not here on the actual live performance and that they had to spend time doing the replay.
Because we should tell people that we're giving away free RVs tonight, but you have to be part of the live audience. Is that what you wanted to kind of make them feel bad about?
That's right. If they're not in the live audience, they miss out on it. That's right.
Right.
Good.
Bob, you said hello and all that other stuff. Really, it's the 46th day of March, 2020. Do you realize it's only been a month and 2 days since we got back from sunny Palm Springs, California, with the Winnebago dealer meetings.
Wait a minute. Look at who the first guest is tonight.
Oh, look at that. Look at that. You know what? Making up for past sins, which we won't talk about here.
The man is a real professional. Good evening, Mr. Kessler. And you're forgiven for not printing the announcement tonight, so that's quite all right.
We'll probably get more views.
Delighted to have you, and you even beat Jerry Plant onto the show tonight. So hello, Jerry. And Jerry, I asked you last week and you didn't answer the question. Did you get the books that I dropped off at the showroom for you a couple of weeks ago? You do that. So yeah, so
Bob,
I didn't even visit one dealer this week. It's been inside the house all week. It's crazy.
But here's the crazy thing. It's the middle of April, and tonight in our area where we are in central Massachusetts, in the great country of New England, we've got snow flurries scheduled and maybe even some accumulation in the higher elevations.
Yeah, later on down the line.
Yeah,
you're gonna have that.
So I don't really feel that bad that we've already missed 2 weeks of RVing, because, you know, when you consider what the weather was like last week, if we had gone up to Maine like we usually do in the first couple of weeks of April, we would have had anywhere between 4 and 20 inches, depending upon where we would have ended up at that particular time. And
I did get good news from Maine. Dairy Corner, our favorite ice cream place, is opening up Friday.
So you're going to have to make a field trip on Saturday for that.
Yeah, but they have a whole bunch of CDC regulations, and they're not going to serve ice cream cones. It'll have to be in a cup. It'll have to be delivered in a bag on the other side, but you'll be able to get the ice cream.
Oh, well,
so look at
that's good.
We're going to try something different tonight. We think we have finally resolved all of our video issues. So we're gonna do a video introduction of our guest and see how that goes.
And let's just precede that by saying, ladies and gentlemen, if you haven't prayed yet today, this is the time that we might need your prayers.
Right. You got 10 seconds to say a prayer that we finally figured out all the video. Rick says his son's in Michigan. Upper Peninsula has more than a foot of snow since Easter. And John says, Jerry says, John, you should remember May
3rd.
May 3rd storm in Worcester, right?
I do remember that because several college graduations were scheduled that weekend, and they had to be moved indoors at the last minute. I know Worcester State and Clark had their graduation scheduled because I was working at Assumption College at the time. And that was kind of crazy, but
all right.
Anyway,
with bated breath, I'm going to try this. And there's a little black image on the beginning, the blank screen. So stick with the blank screen, cross your fingers, and let's hope that we got this finally figured out.
clubs or pay extravagant fees to
give
learn
it-
about your RV, and we don't inundate you with all.
I don't know what happened. I tried it. So even that John disappeared. We tried. I'm going to try it one more time with us in the screen before I drop it down.
And drop me down, and you keep yourself up. Now press the start button, the little button. You got to press the little start button.
Unwanted emails every day. Our goal is to provide you with affordable, quality.
Well, see, it's
on how to
overplaying
properly
the other
safely
one.
Use and maintain your RV. It's that simple.
For more information, go to nerved.com and click on the Dealers tab. Hi, I'm Mark Polk, co-owner of RV Education 101. While working as an RV sales manager over 20 years ago, I was concerned about the lack of education for the RV consumer. That's when we started RV Education 101. We produce RV training videos on how to use and maintain RVs. Now we're proud to announce our latest RV online training program. The videos are broken down by chapter, and within each chapter you get full feature video segments, related articles written by me, short video segments that apply to that chapter, helpful tips, play and learn crossword puzzles, and quizzes designed to help you retain the information. You don't need to join any clubs or pay extravagant fees to learn about your RV, and we don't inundate you with unwanted emails every day. Our goal is to provide you with affordable, quality training on how to properly and safely use and maintain your RV. It's that simple. For more information, go to nerved.com and click on the Dealers tab.
All right. So who didn't pray out there? Walter says you didn't pray enough. Let me bring Mark and Don up. They're probably sitting there saying these guys are dangerous. Let me bring them up. Hey, how
Like, you press 2 buttons and it worked both times. Too bad.
We don't know what's going on, man.
We don't know either.
You're at the mercy of our ineptness. So
Hey, we all got to learn somewhere.
So we were almost there. You know, we ran this thing before the show tonight, and it was perfect. I said, John, I got it all figured out. We dropped down, we shut off the mics, the video plays, we're fine. We're perfect.
Is that the first time you tried a video?
No.
We've tried it 4 weeks in a row.
4 weeks in a row.
We've been messing this up for 4 weeks at least. You know, so we worked really hard at messing this up, but we got it down, Pat. So I just realized we've known each other for 20 years because I did one of the very first stories of you guys from your previous house in North Carolina, from your driveway, and what was his name? It was the Canadian television program.
Rob Ingman.
Yep, Rob Agnew.
Yep. And he
Rob.
Carla Dudley.
We met Rob. Rob came up to Worcester with his giant.
Yeah, with the big powerhouse.
Yeah. And for the record, folks, it should be noted that I was only in 7th grade 20 years ago, so I wasn't part of that story.
Yeah.
Well, I wouldn't have even been born, so.
That's right. That's right. Exactly.
There's
Boy,
something to be said for maturity.
Things have changed.
That's hard to believe. That's been 20 years, Bob.
Yeah.
I know. Amazing. So
Yeah.
Jerry says he hasn't been to the store for 3 weeks. Well, Jeff's got your books. John, May 3rd. Jerry says May 3rd. Ed Laturco's back this week. Hey, Ed, glad to see you back. Hope everything's okay with you and Marion over there. And Walter says we were not praying hard enough. He's probably right. Michelle Fontaine is on, and she did her show today.
Hey, Michelle.
Yeah, rolling on TV, and Go Power did their second solo show today. Nice job, Michelle. Kevin Hiroki's on. Couple of minutes late. Good evening, guys. Well, that's good, Kevin, because you didn't see us screw up another video.
Wait. This is not a plural. This is not an us.
Oh,
You take sole possession of that title.
okay. So you missed me screwing up another video, but we rescued it.
Right.
So we did have a little hiccup. So we were about 95%. Actually, now we can blame Kevin because we asked everybody to pray before we played the video, Kevin. Yeah. And because you weren't on, you weren't praying. So you're probably to blame for that extra 10% on how we screwed that up.
And Bob, I think if we filled St. Peter's Basilica Square with people praying, it's still not going to get us through it.
We're gonna figure it out. All right, Frank Cates is on. Jim Taro's on from Arlington RV. Hello, Jim. Maria Godby.
Rick. I saw Rick's on. Rick Kessler.
Rick. Hey, Rick.
Yep.
Estella's here from New Hampshire. Bummed no camping at Bailey's on Mother's Day weekend this year.
Really? Well, yeah, that would make sense. So they're not going to open. I don't think they're going to open I'd be surprised if they open up in that area in May. I think we're still going to be able to for May 1st because we're kind of a park model resort. So we're hoping that May 1st will be okay for us. But that whole old Orchard Beach and Scarborough area, they're getting pretty tough on people.
Okay. So we do have a topic that we did invite them both tonight for, right? Okay. Do you want me to get into it? Because obviously you're just...
Why don't you get into it? Yeah.
You're having PTSD from unable to work that video. So I'm
fully recovered.
Why don't I just take over the show and make it a good show for the least of that? So, ladies and gentlemen, we want to thank you so much for joining us tonight. Our special guests are Dawn and Mark Polk from North Carolina. Everybody,
Dawn's the one on the left.
It depends which way you're watching it.
Yeah.
Oh. That's right.
Okay. So they are pioneers in the world of consumer education because they came out of the dealership level at one time. And Mark said at one time that he would see a circumstance where a person was handed the keys to an RV and said, "See you later." No training, maybe a 5-minute walkthrough. And he said in his Southern accent, "This just ain't right, y'all." So they put together the most modern technology available at the time, which were VCR tapes, the half-inch tapes that we all have closets full of somewhere that we have no idea what's on them. And then they upgraded to DVDs, and now they have a whole new way of telling people how to get the most out of their RV. And we should say that the topics that they deal with are not necessarily hard topics, but they're common sense topics. But if you try to memorize them all at once, like you try to memorize everything that you hear in the dealer walkthrough, you're not going to remember anything. But they've made them easier than ever through streaming services. And with that being said, the Polks, why don't you tell us specifically what we're talking about, and more importantly, what content would be available in this new format? And you can ignore Zagami if he says anything. This is just between us.
Well, like you said, John, we started out 20 years ago with VHS tapes, and then we went to DVDs. And when we saw that the DVDs were slowly going by the wayside, we thought, it's time to start going with the next greatest technology, and that was a platform where we could build some training courses or classes and then stream it so an individual can go to our new site, which is RVonlinetraining.com, select any of the courses they want. We have video courses, we have ebook courses. I believe there's 10 video courses and 10 ebook courses to select from. You select one, you enroll in the program, and you start viewing at your leisure. You can select what topics you want to learn about. You can skip around, move around, go as slow as you want, and you have lifetime rights to it. So next summer, if you forgot something, you can go back and start over again.
And we have bundled sets too. So
what was that, Don?
We have bundled sets too. We put sets together, so it makes it easier to decide what
if you buy one, it's a certain price, but if you buy 2 or 3, the unit price is reduced.
Yeah, a lot of times rather than just getting the orientation course where you just learn about the RV, people are also interested in maintenance and winterizing and how to tow or how to drive. So if you own a Class A motorhome, we bundle a Class A set together and then you get it at a discounted price if you purchase a set.
And our claim to fame back 20 years ago when we first started, the dealers would give a class on how to use the RV, and they would call it an RV walkthrough. That's the industry term. So then we changed it to RV walkthrough orientation. So and then it just kind of grew from there.
Now, if Bob was of sane mind, but we know at least tonight he isn't, I'm sure that one of the questions that he would want to ask is, tell us what your most popular courses are.
Well, towing, our trailer towing is probably the best seller, both video and our ebook. We have more of those sales.
Followed by driving, how to drive like a pro, and then you get into the orientation courses. I'd say the least purchased one would be
safety.
Yeah, we have a safety course, and for some reason it seems like people just aren't interested in safety.
We thought that would be the top of the list.
Top of the list. So should we give let's ask our viewers this. Should we give Bob the microphone back and unmute his mic, guys?
Yeah,
while we're waiting for the viewers on that, Jerry Plant says, who works at a dealership, a service center, not a dealership. I will say it again. I am constantly amazed at how much RV owners don't know about their rigs.
Yep. It is amazing. And that's why we started this company 20 years ago. We worked at a dealership, and we would give the customer an orientation, a walkthrough class on how everything on the RV operates. And like you said earlier, John, you can't retain that much information in a short period of time. So by the time they got the RV home, they were calling me and asking me questions about what we covered in the class. And that's what triggered my thought about looking in to see if there was anything out there that we could gift to our customer, like a video or something. And there wasn't anything out there. So that was what started the entire idea of the company.
Mark and I worked at a dealership back in the beginning, so.
Yeah. And Mark and Dawn, if you look over at the comments from the public, you'll know that no one has said give Bob the mic back yet. He's taking it over.
I'm gonna take it back. I'm gonna try to redeem myself for the video. Seeing that I've taken full responsibility for the video not playing, I'm going to try something.
He was forced to take responsibility
that we have not tried before. So I am so brave that I've got this figured out a different way. I'm going to actually share a screen and show people where they can buy these tapes and videos and the online streaming service right on the Nerve website. Do you trust me now? Can we have everybody pray again? And now that we got Kevin on, this may work now that we've got Kevin on. So I drop that down and I bring this
out.
And I bring that up. And
there's a close-up of the green.
That's the Nerve. That's the Nerve. I'm going to drop you down for a minute, John, because I need more real estate. I think I do.
Hi, John.
You may never see me again, folks.
But your mic will be on, so we may still be able to hear you. So, well, this is not a video. This is our webpage. So if you go to Nerve and you go to the dealer page, then what you see is all the videos. Now, is that scrolling? Because I'm on another screen.
Yeah.
Okay. So those are all the videos that the online streaming service, rather, that are on the site. So you go to the Nerve page, you go up to dealers, it says RV online training, and you get to this page and you can order them there. Now, the reason I wanted to do that and show it to you, John's sulking in the tray, so we should probably bring him.
Bob.
He was just about in tears that it was taken off the screen. But if you buy them, you can either buy them from RV Education 101, or you can buy them on the Nerve to website. Now, if you buy them on the Nerve to website, we do get a small commission. It's not a whole lot. We don't get rich on it, but we allow that service on the website if people want it. You pay the exact same price.
Yeah.
Right, Tom?
Right.
Yeah, that's right.
So you have two places to get it, but you can get it on the Nerve to site, and you get that, and then all the other stuff, the books.
I'm strongly in favor of adding the middleman and forget this direct-to-consumer stuff with them. Buy it through us. We need the money more than them. They already have 2 RVs.
Yeah, we're willing to share the wealth.
They already have 2 RVs and a house.
So Steve Giano just joined.
And a mustache.
There. Jerry Scott Nichols joined us again. You want to ask him a real question, John?
Yes.
Okay.
I want to tell them that Jerry says, as an inspector, so he's also an inspector. He's one of those people that took a course and blah, blah, blah. Half of my calls go something like, we bought this RV and have no idea how to use it. I'm sure that you guys have gotten similar calls like that when people have purchased your products and had to figure out how they're going to get the most out of their trailer.
Well, that's why our product is so popular, because we fill a need that's really needed out there. So
we get those calls all the time. People purchase an RV and then they go online and they start searching, and then they stumble across us, and then they either call us or email us, and they want to know a little more information about it, and then they eventually will purchase that box set, that bundled set we were talking about a minute ago, and then they'll respond back a couple weeks later and just be grateful about.
Well, and I know the first RV that we purchased, actually both of them that we purchased. One we got from that was pre-owned, and the owner gave us the tour, and it was my first RV, our first RV. And by the time he got to the 4th door that he was opening, I had forgotten what was already he told us about in the first.
Yeah.
The beauty of this particular program is that you can go back and review it at any time.
There's a learning curve involved with how to use an RV. It's not like your house, and people when they get their first one, they're confused, they don't understand, they don't know how it works. And I was always concerned about people losing the desire to go camping because of frustration.
The fear factor.
Yeah, absolutely.
Let's face it, if you are a first-time RVer, and I don't care whether you've owned boats before or whether you drove a tractor trailer for a living, there are components having nothing to do with the driving of the unit if it's a motorhome.
Right.
Just, how do you empty your black tanks for the first time? How do you refill your propane? How do you make sure that your generator is working properly? How do you make sure there's no spider's web behind the refrigerator panel?
Well, and the beauty of our program is it's viewable on phones, tablets, computers. So even if you get out and you're using the RV, which we highly recommend, if possible, before they go to the RV dealership, like we want the new RVer, they can watch it, then they can ask targeted questions when they do the walkthrough with the dealer. But then once they get out there, they're going to forget a lot of it. So they can go to, look on their phone, and we have it in different categories. So if there is that certain category, or they can watch the whole thing, or just, get what they need at that time.
I think it should also be pointed out that even though someone might be saying, well, I have a Winnebago product and you have a Thor product and you have a Forest River product, and you have an Airstream product. The reality is when it comes to the refrigerators or the stoves, they're not made by the brand.
Components are generic.
Yeah, they're all
a Dometic or a Coleman or a Norcold.
And that's been our goal from day one, has been to teach those systems. We want to teach the water system, the LP gas system, and the electrical system, because that is, for the most part, common across every type of RV. I mean, you get into a lot more when you get into a diesel pusher, but we do the 101 stuff. It's the RV 101 to teach you how to use it properly and safely, so you aren't nervous about going out the first time and doing it.
And Mark puts it in a logical order, and he has a really easy to understand method on how, you know, his teaching capabilities. They're really good.
Yeah. Let me go into our commercial.
That's why the towing and the driving are the number one sellers, because people are intimidated. They're intimidated to tow it for the first time, or to venture out and drive it for the first time,
or to back it up.
Yeah, back it up.
Backing it up has got to be the scariest. I'm sure that many marriages have had their roots.
Well, Steve had a comment that directly relates to that. He says the same thing on my Monaco group page. People buy tag axle coaches and then start to panic a few days after they get it home. I mean, that's the truth. That's one of the areas that we have to do, you know, a lot better in as an industry. So when he started, he watched several of Mark's videos. He does a great job, and thank you. So yeah, he does a great job.
You know, Bob, I've always been amazed. I mean, now we're talking 20 years. I have been amazed that the RV industry addresses every facet of owners. You know, they want to sell RVs. They want to cover every facet of RV ownership except the consumer education, which I never understood. But
there are some. There's some dealers that are.
I'm not saying dealers. I'm saying the industry.
The industry as a whole.
Yeah.
Yep. Well, so, we should say dealers have access to these to these programs. There is, in fact, not just dealers, but where is it here? Boom, boom, there, and there. But like many businesses, you have an affiliate program where dealers and Jerry, you guys could have the whole gamut down at Majors RV, but the dealers can have that video. And I think I have one where, you know, because we're not, we call it New England, but we got fans all over the place. We got a couple of people on tonight already from Elkhart. But let me see if I have the other slide.
Right, we have affiliates. The affiliate program. So if a dealer wants to put the affiliate program on their website, then they can take
it. You can take me down so they can see Dawn. There you go.
No, I was trying to find this. Okay. This is one of the dealers that's
separate from this program.
Yeah, we have basically two things we're talking about. We have an affiliate program where anybody that has a popular website or a blog or a really popular newsletter, maybe, where they have a lot of viewers, a lot of readers, they can sign up for the affiliate program and they'll get 30% commission on their sales. And like you said earlier, it's the same price whether you buy it from us or from an affiliate. The other thing, what you have on the screen right now is actually, we have an RV dealer program. That it's not the affiliate program, but it's dealers can actually what do I want to say?
We'll brand it. We'll
brand
the program for the dealership so that they can put it up and give it to their customers. We offer a code, and it's a monthly price, and it's totally tailored towards their dealership.
Every new customer that purchases an RV from the dealer, they give them a code, and they go on their computer or on their smartphone, whatever device they have, and they take that code and they go to the site, put the information in, and then they get free access to that course.
And it's a great gift from the dealership.
Yeah, it's as a gift from the dealer. So
you're watching the only RV show in America that caters to the consumers, the manufacturers, and the dealers all in one show.
Right. We take care of them all. Rick Kessler says
we abuse every different level of the dealer, of the RV experience.
Rick says, I own the record of being an affiliate for the longest without ever having sold one of their books or videos, 10 plus years, and he hasn't sold a damn thing. Attaboy, Rick.
Now, Rick, are you signed up for our new program? We need to talk, because I don't know if you signed up with the new program.
Well, here's the situation, too. We had, out of all of our sales, out of everything we do, 5% of it is accounted for by affiliates, and we want to grow that number. We'd like to get that number up to about 15 or 20%.
Right.
But what it really requires is those people have to have a really active site. They have to be targeting the new RV buyer, the new owner, and if you've got a lot of traffic coming to your site and you market it right, you have to build a web page and put the products up. You're going to get some affiliate sales, but unfortunately, a lot of other people.
There's two things here. I'm gonna go to Frank's because Frank just had a great one. Now, I think you said the ones that are not selling the most are the safety ones.
Yeah.
Okay, so Frank Kate says, if there's an overstock of the safety programs, why not include it at half off in a package deal with the other programs available? Because
that's exactly what we do. We talked earlier about the bundled sets.
Yeah,
we bundle the safety course in with the other ones.
Well, with the ebook we do. So we have the ebook right now. We don't have the safety course. That was the DVD title.
Oh, it's an ebook course.
But we have an ebook course that yes, we are going to.
Like you said, safety is really number one on everything, and that's true.
Yeah.
Just to prove that.
Right. Steve says, sorry to take up too many comments. That's quite all right, Steve.
That's what I was going to do. Let me do that.
Oh, you do
You're
that.
doing all the talking.
You do it.
Okay. Thank you. Because before, everybody talked over my share button, even though I had the opportunity to share. Oh, wait a minute. Hold on. Time out. Time out. Zagami, match him dog for dog.
I get them both, but see, mine is smaller. See?
Your two combined don't equal that one right there.
I knew this was going to happen at some point.
So we've been upstaged by 3 dogs.
It's going to the mall.
So,
hey, that's why we have an RV to begin with. That's why we got into this, because of dogs.
Well, you know what? There are a number of people, we're going off track again, but that's our trademark, we're going off track. Is a number of people that are into RVing because they didn't want to leave the dog in the car because they couldn't go in hotels at the time. And today, people that don't have dogs don't want to go into hotels because of people that do have dogs. So consequently, you got more people on both sides of the fence that are into RVing. And we haven't even gotten into the whole aspect of this COVID-19 thing as to how RVs are going to rebound and come out of the gate flying faster than ever, because it's my personal opinion that the cruise industry is going to be limping for several years, even though a lot of people say, oh, yeah, I'll take a cruise. But one of the things that Steve mentioned is that he heard me say earlier in our introduction that you folks do own 2 RVs. So, Dawn, why don't you tell Steve the RV ownership that you're
actually have 3.
Actually, we have a Class A motorhome, and we have a 2006 Bounder. We got a Bounder when it was in its anniversary back in
20th anniversary.
20th.
Yeah.
Then
That's kind of like your company car, right? Your company truck.
Yeah. Exactly. And then we have a Yellowstone travel trailer that Mark built. He kind of finagled that one on me. He said, oh, we'll just buy this and put a little paint. Well, he took it down to the Bear trailer and built a whole new travel trailer. But we did an internet episode, 17 episodes on that for YouTube. Yeah. And then we have a 5th wheel that we have as a destination camper set up at the beach. So.
Okay. And by the way, you said YouTube. I don't know if Bob, have we put up their YouTube channel yet? Because the name might be a little bit different. What is the name of the title of the YouTube channel?
It's RV Education 101.
Well, we have 2, RV 101 and RV Education 101.
Okay, it's the same channel, goes both to
the
same.
Two channels. RV Education 101 is our primary.
Yeah.
Okay, and how many videos are included in that?
I think there's over 400 now, and every one of them we produced in-house. Every video on that channel, and I believe we just went over 15 million views.
And I want to thank Rick for his comment earlier saying how Mark is the authority for RV education. We appreciate that.
Yes, thank you, Rick.
Did Mr.
The
Kessler say
trust
that?
and authority. And you know what? It is. Let's talk about this internet thing for a little bit, because it's a double-edged sword. Somebody says the beauty of the internet is that everybody can provide information. The bad part about the internet in that is that you don't know what's the good and the bad if you don't know good from bad. So I think trusting both of your your backgrounds to know what you're talking about is certainly a factor. And on the internet today, there's so many programs out there that can make you look like a pro when you in reality are the farthest thing from it.
We've been dealing with that for years.
Go ahead, Mark.
We've been dealing with that situation for years. People, they have they buy a camera, they go out and film a video, and then they put it up, and people are misled by information. They're getting bad, erroneous information.
When it's getting technical, the technical stuff.
Yeah, just about everything. So that's why we've always tried to tell people that, you're better off getting vetted information you can depend on, and something that you can take to the bank, rather than going out and just watching some YouTube videos and hoping that things work out,
Well, it shows the danger of the internet, because you just said you got 15 million views. And if you'd have to think, if somebody was to buy a new RV and knew absolutely nothing, but they knew how to work with a computer, they'd probably go to YouTube or Google and type in RV education, right?
Yeah.
Is that a logical search term?
That's logical,
and you go up every time because it's in your name. But I can't tell you, to Jerry's point earlier, the number of times when I'm canvassing forums and I see comments that are wrong, or somebody says, "I just bought my first camper. What do I do now?" They don't even research beforehand. And I'll go in and I'll say, "Go to RV Education 101." Boom. And they come back and say, "Oh, thank you. What a great site. It's got all the stuff that I want." You say, I don't mean to be rude, but were they living in a hole before they bought this major investment? They didn't say, how am I going to learn about it? Because if they just, like I said, if they just put RV Education, they get the answer right away.
Yeah. We tried years and years ago when we first got into this. Our thought process was to get with RV dealers and have them gift one of those old VHS tapes to a new customer before they would come in for their walkthrough, so they were already educated on it, and they ask more targeted questions. The sad case of it was, though, hardly any dealers wanted to participate in that program, and we were wholesaling we were practically giving the information away to dealers, but they just didn't want to participate. But what I've noticed now is a lot of dealers, when they sell an RV, they will tell people to go to RV Education 101. And we get a lot of referrals from RV dealers, even though they're not participating in the actual program.
Guys, you bring up something very important there, because you say you should even read the book before you pick up your unit, because of the anticipation and the excitement and anxiety that you have on pickup day. Well, we were talking with Sherry Fuller not too long ago, from a member of NERV, the Fuller RV Sales and Rentals. And she likes people to come in, say, for example, they're going to pick up on Saturday and they want to head straight for Myrtle Beach or straight for somewhere. Okay. She suggests that they come in 4 or 5 days earlier than that, and even videotape it or audio tape it, but they won't want to rush through it, because it's not like they have the anticipation of getting on the road immediately.
And the excitement, yeah.
Right.
Well, and here's another thing. We actually have a rental program as well. We have where a rental dealer can give the same coupon that an RV dealer would, and it's to teach the rental person, before they go in to pick the unit up, how to use the RV, and then they've got it the entire trip. They can just use their phone or a tablet, and if they didn't learn something, they can just go back and preview it again.
And hopefully there's less damage on the unit, because they know how to.
Exactly what I was going to say. That it will save them thousands of dollars in rookie mistakes.
Yeah, Bob, you remember when Cam Panda was getting into the peer-to-peer thing?
Yep.
Well, we worked with them quite in depth on developing a program to teach the renters, and we went through the entire process. We came up with the entire course for rental users, and then Campanda didn't stay in the U.S. market, so we ended up with that course, and we just thought, well, hey, let's advertise it and promote it to some rental dealers across the country. So that's kind of new. I mean, it's we've done it in the past, but not as thorough as this is. So now we're in the marketing stage with that, where we need to get the word out to rental companies and rental dealers.
Yeah. So Ed Leverico brings up a good point here. One of the reasons that Mark and Dawn can be trusted is that they're not selling RVs. They're not selling a certain brand. They're really selling RVing.
Yes.
As opposed to selling RVs. Hey, there's a new slogan for you. We sell RVing.
We sell RVing.
Right?
RVing education.
We sell RVing.
So we say we want to be there for you until you don't need us anymore.
It looks like Riney's been taking lessons from Kessler. He just showed up 40 minutes late.
Yeah.
Hello, Riney.
Yeah, but that's all right. He's still a good guy.
Yeah,
he's a good guy. And Bob,
Michelle also mentioned that Rolling on TV totally appreciates Mark and Dawn's partnership with that show. Yes, they are the experts by far.
Well, we appreciate Rolling On's partnering with them. That's been a great partnership.
Absolutely.
Yep.
Great crew to work with.
So we started asking you the question about what projects could people start working on, whether RVs are sitting somewhat idle, and then for some reason we got sidetracked. What did you start to say, or did I just totally have an amnesia moment?
No. What I was saying was, this is a perfect time. I mean, when you're self-quarantined at home, if you've got your RV where you live, on the premises, this is a great time to start thinking about when this is all over and done and it's time to go camping. So what I would recommend is sanitizing the water system. It's something that is easy to do. Matter of fact, you go on our YouTube channel, there's a video that will show you how to do it. So it's been sitting in storage all winter. You want to make sure that the water system is safe to use, and it's safe to drink from and shower from. Easy things like air the RV out, open things up, air it out, open the awnings up and see if they need to be cleaned, or
go through your closet, see what clothes are left over that you just really don't need anymore.
You can start stocking it up with some of the consumable items that you're going to be using when you go camping.
Brochures from campgrounds that you went to 5 years ago.
Yeah.
Make sure that your registration and insurance is current, so when this opens up, are you ready to actually hit the road? Are your roadside services current?
Yeah. Jerry refinished his lower drawers and cabinet doors.
We didn't really have a winter this year. I mean, we had some cold weather, but we didn't have snow, and we had patches of warm weather.
That's why we're getting it tonight.
How susceptible are the units to mold in that type of a winter where you've got this variation of temperatures, and what should people do if they open up the unit and they've got mold?
Well, hopefully they won't have mold, because that can be a real problem. If you stored your RV properly, we use those containers where you actually set them in the RV, and it keeps moisture and stuff out of the air, and it helps prevent that. If you have mold, it can be a problem, getting rid of it.
You have to be careful, because sometimes it's hidden underneath the walls and things, and you don't even know it. That can be hard.
Yeah,
that's a tough problem.
Well, I always
put those dehumidifiers.
Dehumidifier. I tell people, circulation in an RV is really crucial. So when you store it in the wintertime, if you can open a couple of the roof vents on either end of the RV, if you have max air covers or some type of vent covers where you can leave them cracked open all winter, it promotes that cross ventilation, and that'll prevent a lot of stuff like that, issues that you're going to run into next spring.
Hey guys, a few years ago when LED bulbs started becoming fashionable, I went through our RV and changed as many fixtures as I could. Is that still? Are there new innovations in LED products now in the last couple of years since they first started coming out?
Years ago, when they first started coming out, they really only had one color. It almost had a bluish tint to it.
Right, an industrial.
Yeah, and as the technology improved, they actually came out with better light. It's always been good, you know. The LED's always been good for saving on power, but the light has become better over the years.
Yeah,
so
clearer and prettier.
if you got the LED bulbs when they first came out, you could probably upgrade again and get a way better light out of it.
Okay. And you can get most of these bulbs at the stores and most of the Nerve to dealerships, I would imagine.
Yeah, they're so common now. I mean, it really is it's a smart thing to do with your RV is switch over to LED.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So Jerry's a little bit more aggressive getting ready this spring. So he's got some extra time on his hands, and he finished his lower drawers and cabinet doors. So
isn't that such a good feeling getting that done?
Yeah.
We just did a makeover series, and we showed putting in the new carpet, taking carpet out and putting luxury woven vinyl in, new shades, new furniture, a new refrigerator. So this is definitely a time.
Yeah, we took that destination camper we had down at the beach, and we completely gutted the interior of it. I mean, we tore the floors out. We
put on wood, whitewash wood paneling, the real thin type that's not real heavy.
Yeah, we did I think it was a 5 video series on that makeover of the RV interior.
Is that
guys?
Is that available?
It's on our YouTube
YouTube
channel.
You can watch it for free.
So they don't even have to pay for it.
Right.
No,
So after the show,
they say
if you go back through some of these notes and answer them individually, but throw up some of your favorite URLs or your YouTube links for some of those that people want.
Let's get topical here. Let's get topical here just for a moment with this COVID-19 thing and coronavirus. People are washing their hands more than ever. They're cleaning countertops more than ever. What can one do to prep their RV that has been in winter storage? Is there a certain type of cleaning product that you would recommend to?
Well, I'll tell you, I've had those sanitizing wipes, which you can't find now. I have been a proponent of those for years. I wipe everything down. But if you have hydrogen peroxide, leave it on for 10 minutes, just spray it down. Hydrogen peroxide is fabulous. You can spray it on all kinds of surfaces. On materials, I would do a little, a spot check and make sure that it's not going to bleach it out. But on hard surfaces, hydrogen peroxide is great. It's good for keeping it out in your.
I keep a spray bottle with hydrogen peroxide out in the hookup compartment, and then when we get at the campground, I'll spray the water bib down with it to sanitize it before I hook the hose up, and all kinds of things you can use hydrogen peroxide for.
Where is that available, guys?
I would think that given what we're going through with the virus, that would probably be another great YouTube or an ebook or something for people, because going forward, we may never shake hands again.
Yeah,
you're right.
But because everybody's thinking about it. I mean, even I take disinfectant wipes to the countertops and stuff. So, and the hand sanitizer. I didn't use hand sanitizer just for the first 75 years of my life. Now I use them. I want to get to Ed's question.
Always used.
We still
kept things sanitized all the time. It's almost like it's nothing new in this household, but
And John, it's hydrogen peroxide, just regular hydrogen 3%. You can get it at your drugstore, and some of them actually have a spray bottle on it, a spray.
Do you dilute it or use it full?
Oh, full strength.
Full strength. I clean my floors with it. Everything. It's pet friendly.
I want to get to Luturco's question, because Mark is also a veteran, Ed. He says, have you dealt with veterans and disabled individuals for their specific needs with any kind of education?
Not specifically. We've done some work with motorhomes that have the handicap accessibility in the past, and whatever we could do there to help. But we haven't done anything personally. I don't know. I'd like to know some ideas, if you have some ideas of what might be some really helpful videos that we could possibly produce that would help veterans with disabilities.
As you are a veteran, Mark.
Ed's a veteran, and he's been my longtime friend and customer for over 20 or 30 years. He was a former customer. He heads up the Lexington, Mass Veterans Assistance Program in his spare time when he's doing something else. But we've also talked to RVTI because we think part of the program in bringing people into this industry should be more veterans.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm actually a disabled veteran myself, and I'm going through a lot right now with my back and some other issues I have that were related to my service in the military, and so I am 100% behind that.
He understands.
And anything that I never really gave that a lot of thought, so I would be interested in hearing some ideas possibly about what we might be able to do in that arena.
Well, once we get
contact us, we will give them a discount
we always
on any of our products.
We do that. We've always done that.
Once we get daylight to get out of our houses, Ed lives about a half hour away, but we'll get together and put some notes together for you.
That'd be great.
That's a strong point for both of us. Michelle's got a long list of things that she did, and I think we're frozen. No, you're back. Okay. Michelle says she wallpapered a new Grand Design bathroom, and now Spoonflower is offering me the paper for living room and bedroom. Spoonflower is the company that Janine Pettit uses when she does her wallpapering, and she includes them in her webinars. She says, also want to get battery-operated LED touch lights for the inside the drawers that lead to the water tank stuff. You can get those at Home Depot or Lowe's, and any of those. There's a lot of new ones coming out that are that way. I just picked up some of my local hardware store the other day that are really powerful. So there's a lot of advancements there, much like in their LEDs that are water tank stuff. And a nice strip to go under the bathroom cabinet is looking so homey. Now just need to get out there. So that's her new grand.
Let me tell you a little bit about my experience with wallpaper, Bob. I owned a house up in Pennsylvania. I bought it back in 1984 or 85. So my mother would have a house to stay in. I was in the military, and the guy that we were renting from was about to sell the house. So I purchased it so she would have a place to stay. And she just went into a nursing home a few months ago. So I had to sell the property I had in Pennsylvania. And Dawn and I went up there.
She loved wallpaper. Let's just say that.
We had to take like 6 layers of wallpaper off of almost every wall in that house. We spent day after day after day.
But it was really neat going through all the different eras, and seeing what colors were popular.
Well, but that's how we did it back then. I can remember even in the apartments that I lived in, my parents were always just wallpaper right over the other one. We didn't like it.
We got a question from Frank here. Frank says, can you, and we've only have a couple minutes left, can you highlight the issue of having RV insurance? Because some depend on tow vehicle insurance, but fail to have comprehensive and collision coverage. The RV may be only hooked up half the time. When not insured, is it a big gamble?
There's actually some RV insurance companies that will work with you on months that you have it in storage. You can actually drop the insurance or lower the rate. And then during the busy travel months, then it kicks back into the full rate. We actually worked with, I don't know if they're doing it if they're in the business anymore, but it was Explorer RV insurance for years and years and years.
They're dissolved.
And I learned so much during the time we worked with them. I actually wrote a chapter in my book, the RV book, about RV insurance. I highly, highly, highly recommend that you get RV insurance above and beyond automotive type coverage.
You need to check
Well,
exactly
you know,
what it covers. and doesn't
the
cover.
reason he asked that, we had a communication. I don't know what it was, Frank. It was on one of the other forums. If I'm wrong in explaining it this way, Frank, tell me. But Frank posted something the other night. He was looking at thinking that he didn't have to insure it when it was in the campground for 6 months. And I said, no, you have to have if you're working and living in it, you have to have liability. It's not the time on the road. What Mark's talking about, Frank, is a lot of motorhome people do that. So if they go south in the winter and they know they're going to be in a campground down south for 6 months, they may take their roadworthy insurance off. But I think that's where he was going.
Yeah,
But you have to check with each individual insurance because everybody's different.
yeah, and if somebody even falls going up your steps at the campground, they could actually sue you, and it's really something you need to consider. I mean, I know it's an added expense, but I highly recommend having good RV coverage.
Mm-hmm.
You might want to talk to a couple different RV insurance companies too, and get some information and different quotes.
Yeah. Frank, I don't know if you talked to Borden Insurance, Borden. They exhibit every year at the Boston show. They do a lot in the RV industry, and they have different companies that they represent. So Frank says, I do promote having that good coverage. Michelle says, go back to wallpaper on that new stuff, and whether it's spoon flower or wall pops. There's several companies out there. That stuff is peelable wallpaper. So now,
Technology, you can change
you didn't go back and repaste everything when you get sick of it.
Well, even years ago, if they would use that kilns and put that on the wall first, then to do the wallpaper, it comes off a lot easier. But they didn't get that.
Yeah.
They just putting it over
the
top.
new stuff is easier, definitely.
Bob, do we have a second to?
So we backed it right up to 8 o'clock, 7:59.
And that went fast.
And we could go for another hour, but we won't because I think my dinner's waiting for me.
Bob, let's take a second to promote our Saturday night show. It's going to be an absolutely special show because we're going to devote the whole time or a good portion of the time to RVs for MDs. And we're finding that people in Massachusetts are already, there have been almost 20 matches made where people who want to loan their RV to a person in the medical field,
that's great.
EMT field, police, fire, nurses, so that these people that are on the front lines don't have to go home and subject their family to what they're dealing with all day long in their shift. So we've got some great interviews coming up with that. And
well, I heard you did a great interview. I haven't had a chance to look at that, so we'll watch Saturday.
We'll show that in its entirety on Saturday night.
Oh, that's awesome. That's great.
Maybe just maybe I'll have all figured out, and it'll go on the first pass.
And he'll let you talk.
And if he doesn't get it right, I'll do it on my own.
See, if I was,
we'll get it right.
If I was a mean person, what I would do is I would make him launch it and do it from his computer.
Which I did, by the way, yesterday on another one, and it worked fine.
The payback would be terrible.
Mark, you know the thing, pilot error?
Yeah.
It has a new meaning when it comes to this show.
Well, that makes it fun.
We always want to thank the folks because, you know what? They're so much fun. They're so knowledgeable, but most importantly, they're nice people.
Well, we appreciate that, and we appreciate you giving us a forum to. We typically don't get an opportunity to talk about our own product very often for an hour at a time, so we appreciate that.
Yes, thank you so much.
My pleasure. His pleasure. You're welcome back anytime. All right, so we'll see you guys down the road. Those of you who are available, join us Saturday night at 7 o'clock. We'll see you then. Enjoy the rest of the night, guys, and we'll talk to you later on.
Thank you, everybody, for your great comments. Thank you.
See you guys.
Bye.